also the CEO of UBI Works and an activist for universal basic income. Welcome to our esteemed panel. I would like to start us off by giving each of you a chance to have some opening remarks and introduce yourselves to the world and tell us why basic income is so important. And perhaps, Floyd, because I ended with you, could I begin with you? Would you start us off?
Certainly. So I have a quick screen share, and I had a couple things to say in this 3 minutes time period. First of all, a bit of an advertisement I think you're all going to want to know about. There is a report coming by the Canadian Centre of Economics Analysis, which I am sponsoring through UBI Works, that will show the economic impact of a basic income. It will be released in mid to late November. And just like we know that basic income will increase graduation rates, reduce crime, improve health outcomes, reduce poverty, we need to understand that another downstream effect is it will grow the economy. That is very important in today's politics, that get established in a credible manner. And the preliminary results, which I've had access to, show that it will do these things. It will create hundreds of thousands of jobs versus an economy with no basic baseline, no basic income, even up to 1 million jobs in some scenarios. It's sustainable in that economic growth lasts long term versus a baseline of no basic income. And this can be achieved through a variety of funding combinations, including high or low use of debt. So this is very important, and please feel free to get in touch or follow UBI Works to know about this when it comes out. Second thing is UBI Works puts forward a proposal called Recovery UBI that includes a guaranteed minimum income of $2,000 a month, but also includes a $500 a month dividend for all adults. And I want to tell you a bit why and show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Where at every stage, every decile of income, everyone would get $500 a month, as well as a guaranteed minimum income, the red part of this, that would help those who need it most. Understanding the blues, understanding how to give Canadians a share of our economy to participate in economic growth. It's also a tax rebate for the middle class, which would offset any increase in taxes from the middle class to the highest earners, which would get the middle class more on board with this, since it's easy to weaponize basic income as costing the middle class in order to help those in poverty. And this is a way to avoid that. Our proposal has had 22,000 Canadians sign on and from all ridings. And we showed 8 ways to pay for it on our website that span the political ideology in terms of mechanisms, many of which don't involve touching income tax, and are based on researched proposals from many tax reform institutions in Canada in the last 10 to 20 years. So this proves that basic income is just a matter of political will. And our proposal is 4 times more expensive than that was tried in the Ontario pilot. So even in that regard, we show that it's possible. And why is it 4 times more expensive? Because the scale of the problem must match the scale of the solution. Advocates for guaranteed minimum income talk about addressing poverty and filling the gaps and reform of our social safety net. These are absolutely the most important priorities. We should do those first. UBI advocates for the dividend model are concerned with, frankly, that jobs aren't working for most people. Wage growth has not outpaced cost of living, and technology is one of the prime factors. And we need to address that, and finding a way to share in the gains, reconnect economic growth to people's incomes at all levels, especially the median, is how we do that. It's a much bigger challenge. And the ultimate problem is polarization of job quality. I'm over my 3 minutes now, so I'll stop. But a good economy is one that moves people up the middle, like it used to be until the mid-70s. What we've been seeing since then, primarily due to technology, is the medium decreasing, while lower pay, lower quality jobs increasing, has been validated recently by CIBC, where the share of jobs that are low wage, low quality is increasing. Job growth is concentrated in low paying industries. And many economists who've studied automation and technology are saying that's the reason. And there are no trends, and no singular policy will address this other than a basic income in the manner that I showed. So I'll stop there. I'm at 4 minutes. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Floyd. Floyd, can you say a quick goodbye for us? We'd like to, any closing remarks or thoughts you want to give us in the last minute?
Yeah, Andrew Yang calls me the Yang of the North because I talk a lot about technology. And every economic recovery we've had has left most people worse off. Why? Because jobs aren't working for most people, because wages aren't growing faster than cost of living. People are working harder and longer than past generations and getting less in return. Most Canadians in poverty already have jobs. How is this possible? A key reason is that technology is cheaper than workers. We are in the fourth industrial revolution, and what we're seeing is a shrinking of the middle class and the creation of a fewer higher paying jobs, but a greater share of lower paying jobs. That is a structural change that no one policy can address. 42% of the tasks Canadians do at work right now can be automated with existing technology. And what happens when there's sudden shocks to an economy, like what happened when 4 million manufacturing jobs in the United States and hundreds of thousands in Canada were automated, when China shocked the market by entering global supply chains in the 2000s, all those jobs were lost, and half of those people didn't go back to work. It happened to my father and uncle, who were in Ontario's manufacturing sector. There simply weren't any jobs that valued their skills, and people whose jobs are displaced always end up making lower income jobs in even 5 years after this has been proven. So automation is not only about creating more poverty, it will, but it's also about decreasing the value of work itself for most people. And that's why basic income is urgent. At the most basic level, it'll buy people time to transition in this fourth industrial revolution, to seek out better opportunities for themselves. And in the most ambitious plans, it'll also give a raise to all working Canadians so we can all benefit as our economy continues to automate. As technology moves society forward, we have to make sure no one is left behind. And that's what this is ultimately about long term.
I can't possibly thank